Name the organizations you're representing right now.
Suwannee St. John Sierra Club and the Silver Springs Alliance. Okay, and I'm a member of the Florida Defenders of the Environment, and I'm a member of Putnam County Environmental Council and Florida Conservation Coalition.
I took a lot of video of a lot of springs this last year. Blue Springs, Itchitucknee, and talked to a lot of people of what they were seeing, and their biggest concern seemed to be how much algae there was on the plants and the quality of the springs.
Right.
So I guess my question is, what are you most concerned about, Whitey?
Well, it's equal. Water quantity and water quality. Water quantity is water quality. If there's not enough water, that's what's going on with Silver Springs. It's lost 40% of its flow rate since 1960. So it's not pushing that gook out of there. It's not cleaning itself. That's one problem, flow. So without enough water, that causes water quality problems. So water quantity is water quality, right? And you'll have DEPs, oh, we're concerned about water quality. We don't deal with quantity. That's the Water Management District. And the Water Management District says, oh, we're water quantity. We don't want to hear about water quality. That's DEP. Go over there, right? And well, do you guys ever communicate? You're all kin to each other. The government appoints all you guys. So they keep you, divide and conquer. We don't know. We don't know. So, but yeah, they're tied together. You got to have the amount of water in order to, dilution is a solution to pollution, right? Remember that?
Last August, we'd already had record rains in July, but in August, looking at Lake Geneva, Gatorbone Lake, Swan Lake, White Sands Lake, Noonan's Lake, Orange Lake, Lochloosa, there was still a big issue about how long that water was going to last, given how many people were pulling that water from the JEA, pulling water. Was it 50 million gallons a day? 125 million a day? So I guess some people might wonder, is that going to be the way the lakes are going to stay minimum lake flows and levels? That what we got is the way it's going to be? Forget it. It's never going to be back?
It's never going to be back. If you look at Orange Lake now, it's higher than it's been in 15 years. All right, the swamps around it are flooded. 301 Dam has got water going over it again, believe it or not, right now. But there's a 30-foot air bubble under that lake. That water's sitting up there on the top. It's called surface water, and it's going down those sinkholes. And sooner or later, it's going to glove. They call it percolation. When it does, you're going to see that lake just like it was. It's not going to continue to rain like this. We've had a rainy year, very rainy. And so we got this surface water sitting there. It looks good. That's not aquifer.
How did the JEA ever get that permit through to pump that water?
Oh, they got all kind of tricks. One example, they trade their reclaimed water for new consumptive use water, for new aquifer water. They'll send it off to a reservoir. They wanted to build a pipeline and send it down to Keystone in return for more pumping. So they got all kind of ways.
Well, it's very confusing for the average person to know what they can do. So what can they do?
Stay on top of those politicians. Make them answer the questions. They don't answer the questions. It's tough. It's all scientific. I've been at it years now, and I still don't understand the jargon. You almost have to be a hydrologist to understand.
Well, the water management districts, which make these decisions, those are very political governing boards.
They are, right? They are. But it's supposed to be based on scientific knowledge and scientific evidence. Of course, he came along and cleaned house throughout all the scientists. But the law says best scientific data. That's what it says. So that's where you get into lawsuits, and that's where you get into administrative appeals on the definitions of what is the best.
Well, you have had success in your life with, I know it took many years, but you got that airboat curfew.
Yeah.
So now here you are. And are you optimistic, Whitey?
No.
What?
No, I'm not. We've got, this is the year of the springs protection. That's why we went to Tallahassee. Charlie Dean, the big guys. Oh, here we go. We're all right. And the Ocala Star Banner came out the other day and said nothing is going to happen this year. The Speaker of the House, Weatherford, said it ain't going to hit the floor if we can stop it. It's not going through the House at all. So all this Senate hoopla, and look at what we're doing, is not going to be funded if they could stop it in the legislature. It's
All those millions of dollars that the governor has pledged for Springs?
not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not unless they approve it. Now he may have, like he said something like 50 million. You know, that's not much across the whole state of Florida. That's a pittance.
And what does that 50 million really do? It doesn't put water back in the aquifer.
They're going to put a new septic system down there in the town of Silver Springs or something like that. Improve the right there on top of Silver Springs. See, and that's the other thing about it. 50 million is nothing. It would take 5 billion to clean up this nutrient problem we've got in Florida. If you think about all the agriculture, all the urban fertilizer, all the septic, you know, all the ways nitrogen goes into that water.
You wrote a song about the Alachua, and you were talking during your set that that water might get pumped, actually, from the river?
That is called the Regional Water Supply Authority. That's the newest ploy that the water management districts have come up with. For example, the Central Florida Water Initiative is a consortium of the utilities people. That's Ocala, that's Gainesville, that's Jacksonville, that's Orlando. It's those people that need water for electric generation and for water, drinking water consumption. It's those people that made up that Central Florida Water Initiative. And what they said was, as a last resort, we're going to pump the Alachua and the St. John surface water because we admit we're out of groundwater. We're down to a 6% window down there. We only got 6% we can play with. Well, Bob Knight will tell you, everybody will tell you, there are more consumptive use permit gallons already permitted than there is water available to recharge our aquifer. So we're out of water. DEP has admitted that. So now they're going to that alternative water supply. Should have known they never really meant that we were out of water. We'll just go take it off the surface. It's stupid. But that's what that's about. And they said, as a last resort, we'll take the Alachua and the St. John. Ocala Star Banner says, well, that means the first resort will be the Alachua and the St. John. That's exactly what it means.
Which will affect a lot of estuaries and things along the river that won't have that water.
Right. And the springs. I mean, it's just like, how are you going to concentrate money only on the springs and not on the floodplains and not on the spring sheds? You've got to put that money everywhere. You've got to be comprehensive. You've got to get agriculture under control. You've got to get the septics under control. You know, you've got to get the water quality under control. You got to check on these nutrients. You got to find ways to stop putting those nutrients in the water, and it's almost too late. By the time that nutrient shows up in that spring, that actually started 15 years ago. So if they started today with a program that they knew would work, it would be 15 years before we saw results. So, and these guys are not going to spend money on this. $50 million is nothing.
Thank you, Whitey.
Thank you.